After 8 years
You
of
can't
loyal
do
love,
this.
her
What's
best
going
friend
on?
steals her fiancé.
Sarah,
But
please, I can
karma strikes
explain.
back in the
Explain
most
what?
epic way.
What
Watch
is
how
this?
betrayal unravels
I can
into sweet
explain.
justice.
Oh
My
my
people,
God.
gather
Who
around
is a
and listen to this
bitch?
heartbreaking tale of love, betrayal, and the sweet hand of karma. It's a story from a quiet American town where hearts break like fragile glass, but also mend with time's gentle touch. Our heroine is Elena, a kind woman of 32, with a warm smile and a spirit as strong as an old oak tree. She waited 8 long years for her fiancé, Mark, to make their love official. But oh, the pain that came one fateful day. Let me tell you how it all began. Elena walked into their favorite cafe, her heart full of hope. After 8 years of love and waiting, she thought today might be the day Mark proposed. But what she saw stopped her cold. There was Mark, on one knee, sliding a shiny ring onto Lisa's finger, Elena's best friend. The ring Elena had helped pick out years ago. Lisa and Mark laughed happily, not seeing Elena in the doorway. "Oh no," Elena whispered, her world crashing down. Shock hit her like a storm, then anger boiled up. Lisa turned and gasped, "Elena, we didn't want you to find out this way." Mark stood, stumbling over words. "It just happened, Elena. I'm sorry." But sorry couldn't fix the hurt. 8 years of supporting Mark through tough times, paying bills, dreaming of a future, all gone in a flash. Elena stormed out, tears streaming, feeling foolish after all this time. How could they, she cried to the empty street. Back home, she stared at old photos, memories stinging like bees. Mark's calls rang unanswered. Lisa texted fake apologies. The town buzzed with gossip already. A neighbor knocked, saying, "Keep your head up, Elena." That night, sleep wouldn't come, but deep inside, a spark of strength flickered. This isn't the end, she thought. Yet a knock at the door brought Mark, his face full of regret, hiding something big. If you are watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you are watching my folktale story from. I want to know how far it has traveled. Back in her cozy home, Elena couldn't shake the cafe scene from her mind. The laughter, the ring, it all echoed like a bad dream. Mark kept calling, but she let the phone ring, hugging old pictures from happier days, picnics under sunny skies, holidays with warm hugs, promises made in whispers. Lisa's text said, "It just happened, forgive us," but those words felt empty, like a hollow drum. At 32, Elena looked in the mirror, seeing her tired eyes, feeling like a fool for trusting so much. Her neighbor came by again, having heard the whispers in town. "Chin up, Elena," she said softly. "Hearts heal, but the marks show our strength." Elena nodded, but inside, heart turned to quiet fire. She wouldn't let this break her forever. That sleepless night, thoughts raced. What now? Start over? It seemed scary, but possible. Then another knock. It was Mark, looking sorry and small. "Elena, please talk to me," he begged. She let him in, arms crossed. "Why?" she asked, voice shaking. He hung his head, ready to spill the truth. But what he said next would cut even deeper, revealing secrets that twisted the knife. Mark sat down, fidgeting, and confessed the ugly truth. "Lisa and I have been seeing each other for months," he said, eyes avoiding hers. "It started on those girls' trips you planned with her." Elena's stomach dropped. Flashbacks flooded in. Her caring for Mark during his job losses, working extra hours to keep them afloat, always putting his dreams first. "You are too steady, Elena," he admitted cruelly. "Lisa makes everything exciting." Tears welled up, but Elena held them back, pretending to be calm. "After all I've done," she whispered. As Mark left, mumbling more sorries, Elena found a letter in his jacket pocket, Lisa's handwriting, plotting to save him from their boring life. It was like a puzzle piece falling into place. Why now, after so much waiting? The betrayal burned hot, but it lit a fire in her soul. She decided to focus on herself, maybe learn something new. Little did she know, family secrets were bubbling up, ready to spill over and change the game. The next day, Elena's sister called from across town, her voice full of worry. "I heard at church, Elena, Mark's family always liked showy things over real love," she said. Elena visited her old mother, who held her hand tight. "A taken fruit spoils quickest, my dear," Mom said wisely. Those words stuck as Elena dug through old emails on their shared computer. There they were, messages between Mark and Lisa, mocking Elena's same old ways. It hurt like a slap, but it pushed her forward. She signed up for evening classes in accounting, something she'd always wanted but put off for Mark. "Learning opens doors," the teacher said with a smile. Elena felt a tiny bit stronger already. Then Lisa showed up at her door, eyes red from crying. "Elena, I'm so sorry," she sobbed. But in her rush of words, she let slip a big lie, a fake pregnancy to rush Mark into marriage. Elena's eyes widened. "You did what?" she asked, shocked. The truth was cracking open wider. Word spread fast. Mark and Lisa planned a quick wedding in just weeks. They invited friends but left Elena out on purpose. At the store, people whispered and gave sad looks. Starting over at 32 felt hard, but Elena dove into her classes, passing her first test with flying colors. It made her smile for the first time in days. Mark's mom called, sounding smug about the new beginning. It stung, but Elena stayed calm. Invites went out, and a friend told her secretly about Lisa's big debts, money troubles Mark now had to fix. "They are not as happy as they seem," the friend said. Elena nodded, feeling a shift, the first sign of trouble in their perfect plan. Elena ran into Mark at the bank one morning. He was taking out money from the savings they had built together over the years. "It's for the honeymoon," he said quietly, looking away. Town talk started buzzing about Lisa's big spending, fancy dresses and dream trips she wanted. Elena pushed those thoughts aside and focused on her accounting classes. She aced her first big test and it made her feel strong and proud. "What takes time to build but falls apart quick?" "Trust," her teacher said in class, and it stuck with her. That same evening, Lisa's car broke down right outside Elena's house. Lisa knocked, asking for help. "Please, Elena, just a jump start," she begged. While waiting for the tow, Lisa let slip that she and Mark were already fighting about money. Elena helped without a fuss, but Lisa's worried face showed bigger problems coming. "Things aren't perfect," Lisa admitted softly. Elena smiled politely, but inside, she wondered what else was hiding. Then her phone rang, an old friend with bad news about Mark's job shaking. Mark's company was cutting jobs and people whispered that his mind was too busy with the affair to do good work. He told a friend they shared, who passed it to Elena. Mark says he's starting to regret everything. Elena started volunteering at the community center, meeting other women who were doing great on their own. "Life is like a garden. Bad things pull themselves out in time," one woman shared with a kind smile. Word got around about Lisa's bridal shower. Friends said her smiles looked fake, like she was hiding worry. The wedding was getting close, and one night, Mark showed up at Elena's door, smelling of beer. "I think I made a mistake," he slurred, eyes sad. "Lisa's not what I thought." Elena listened but stayed firm. "Go home, Mark," she said calmly, closing the door. He left, stumbling away. The next day, a medical bill came in the mail for Lisa, a routine check. But Elena knew from a friend at the clinic it was something serious she had kept secret from Mark. The bill was for treatment to help have babies. Lisa had known for a while she might not be able to have kids, but she never told Mark, who always talked about wanting a family. Elena heard this from someone she knew at the clinic, and it all started making sense. Lisa's tricks to get Mark fast. In her book club that week, they talked about forgiving people. "Forgive them, but remember what you learned," the group leader said wisely. Mark frowned out and yelled at Lisa. The fight spread through town gossip like wildfire. Their practice run for the wedding turned into a mess, with families arguing loud. Elena stayed out of it, focusing on her new part-time job at a local office. She was doing well, feeling good about herself. Then, Mark's sister came over unexpected. "I'm sorry we didn't see it," she said, hugging Elena. "Lisa has done this before. stealing boyfriends and leaving them hurt. It was a pattern, and it explained why Lisa was so jealous of Elena's steady life. Mark's sister sat with Elena, spilling more. Lisa has a history of taking other people's partners, she said. She gets jealous of happy couples and breaks them up. It clicked for Elena. Lisa had always seemed a bit envious of their calm life. Feeling freer, Elena went to the town fair by herself. She danced with old friends under the lights, laughing for real. Being free is the best feeling after being stuck, a fair vendor told her with a grin. Mark quietly pushed back the wedding date, saying there were problems. Lisa got mad and started snapping at shared friends, pushing them away. Elena thought maybe the worst was over, but then she checked a bank paper she still got. It showed big money taken out, Lisa's secret gambling pulling them into trouble. The bank papers showed Lisa's hidden debts, huge ones that now pulled Mark down too. He called Elena in a panic. "What do I do?" he asked, voice shaking. "Get real help from experts," she said coolly, not offering more. Her job gave her a quick raise, making her feel valued. Older folks in town shared tales. Kama sneaks up quiet. Word leaked from their counseling. Big fights, Lisa blaming Elena somehow. It hurt old feelings, but Elena stayed strong. They set a new wedding date, but then a small car crash happened. Nothing bad hurt, but it left them stuck on the road. Elena drove by and overheard their raw fight, words flying like arrows. It was a rainy night when Elena drove past a crashed car on the side of the road. It was Mark and Lisa's. The accident wasn't bad, but they were stuck. Mark waved her down, looking wet and sad. "Help us, please," he called. In the pouring rain, Lisa yelled at Mark, "This is all because of her." But then she admitted the truth. "I went after you because I was jealous of Elena's happy life." Mark's face went pale. He saw how she'd tricked him. Elena called for a tow truck but didn't stay longer. "I'll get help, but that's it," she said firmly, driving off with a small sense of peace. Rain cleans away fake things, she thought to herself. Back home, her sister came over to help clear out old stuff from Mark. Photos, gifts, memories tossed away. It felt good, like starting fresh. But soon, word spread. The wedding invites were all called off. People whispered about a breakup. Yet, instead of splitting, Mark and Lisa ran off and got married quick at the courthouse. No party or anything. Mark and Lisa's quick courthouse wedding had no bells or cheers, just papers signed in a hurry. Friends felt left out and hurt. Nenny started siding with Elena, calling her to check in. She threw a small party at her place with close pals, laughing and chatting for the first time in weeks. "Good friends fix what hurt does," one said, and Elena agreed, feeling lighter. Then Mark's job loss hit hard. He got fired for real. They had to move into a tiny, run-down apartment far from their big dreams. Lisa complained loud at the local diner, her voice carrying to everyone. "This place is awful," she'd say, making folks roll their eyes. Things looked shaky for them, money tight and fights starting. Just then, Elena got surprising news, an inheritance from a faraway aunt she barely knew. It was enough cash to buy the cozy house she'd always wanted, a fresh start on her terms. The inheritance money came like a gift from the sky, meaning new chances for Elena. She put it in smart places like savings and a little business idea, while Mark asked his family for loans to stay afloat. "Luck comes to those who plan," her money helper told her, with a nod. Lisa's health got worse. The baby treatment cost a ton, emptying their pockets fast. Their fights grew bigger. Neighbors called the cops a few times for the noise. "We can't take this," one neighbor grumbled. Elena kept busy, volunteering more at the center, helping others and finding her own joy. "This feels right," she thought. But then a letter came from Mark, his writing shaky. "I miss you, Elena. Come back," it begged. And in it, he spilled. He'd caught Lisa cheating with an old boyfriend. The betrayal had turned back on them. Mark found out about Lisa's cheating when he saw texts from her old flame. It was just like how she'd stolen him from Elena. He yelled at her in front of everyone at a town picnic, their marriage breaking loud and clear. "How could you?" Mark shouted, face red. Lisa cried. "It's not what you think." But the damage was done. People stared and whispered. Elena watched from a distance, her heart calm now. "What you do in secret comes out in the open," she reminded herself quietly. Her friends gathered around, offering hugs and kind words. "You are better off," they said. Divorce talk started swirling, papers getting ready. Then Lisa showed up at Elena's door, looking desperate and small. "Help me, please," she begged. "Everything's falling apart so fast." Elena listened, but what could she say? Lisa sat on Elena's couch, tears running down her face. "I regret everything," she confessed. "I was wrong to take Mark." Elena had her out without getting mad, just nodding. "Maybe see a counselor," Elena suggested gently, not promising more. Mark went ahead and filed for divorce, saying they couldn't fix their differences. Elena's job kept growing. She started guiding younger women at work on being strong. "Tough times make you tougher," she told them, sharing her story lightly. When they split their stuff, it was a mess, hardly anything left, leaving both broke and scrambling. Just as it seemed over, Lisa dropped big news. She was pregnant for real this time. It mixed everything up, making the end even harder. The pregnancy news hit like a thunderclap. Lisa was expecting, but it wasn't Mark's baby. Tests would prove it was from her secret affair. The whole town buzzed with the scandal. Folks shook their heads at coffee shops and stores. Mark hid away in his apartment, too ashamed to face anyone. "I can't believe this," he muttered to himself. Elena, feeling stronger every day, took her first solo trip to a quiet retreat nearby. Walking peaceful paths, she found calm in her heart. Trips like this show where real peace starts, she thought, breathing deep. Lisa's own family turned their backs, calling her choices shameful, leaving her more alone than ever. Court days loomed for the divorce, full of tension. Mark called Elena one night, desperate. "What should I do?" he asked. As they talked, he spilled more of Lisa's lies, fake stories she'd told to keep him hooked. Elena listened carefully, her advice simple and fair, but inside, she saw the web unraveling further. In the courtroom, the divorce hearings turned into a storm of truths. Lisa's tricks came out, fake papers she'd signed, money she'd hidden away. "This can't be," the judge said, shaking his head. Mark fought for what was fair, but the baby test showed it wasn't his at all. Elena got called to speak, keeping her words straight and true. "I only know what I saw," she said calmly. Honesty cuts through lies like a sharp blade. Outside court, her life was blooming bright. New hobbies like painting, fresh friends from classes. She laughed more, felt alive. But then, Lisa had a breakdown, ending up in the hospital from all the stress. "She's not well," doctors told Mark. He felt pulled back, trying to help for old time's sake. "Maybe we can fix this," he thought weakly. Elena heard the news but stayed focused on her path, wondering if this would drag things out longer. Mark tried to patch things up with Lisa, thinking a sick person needed support. For stability's sake, he told friends. But their old fight started right back up in the hospital room. "You're never there," Lisa snapped. Elena, meanwhile, started dating casually. A kind man named Tom from her book club, with a gentle smile. Hearts fixed themselves like flowing water, Tom said on their first walk, making her grin. The town fully turned to Elena's side now, with folks stopping her to say, "You deserve better." Their shaky peace broke fast. Lisa yelled and stormed out one day, leaving town for a bit to clear her head. Mark was left alone with piling debts, bills from the wedding, treatment, everything. "How did it come to this?" he groaned. Elena felt sorry but kept her distance, her own life steady and growing. Mark struggled solo now, his apartment facing sale because he couldn't pay. Bills stacked high like mountains. Elena quietly sent help through the community fund, no name attached, but Mark turned it down, too proud. "I can handle it," he insisted. Her book club put out a small book of stories, including Elena's tale without names. "Sharing mends what quiet hurts," the group leader said at the lunch party. Lisa came back to town looking worn and begged forgiveness in public, at the diner, the store, even church. "I'm so sorry," she cried to anyone listening, but people turned away, memories fresh. Rejections hit her hard. Then Elena got a big job offer from another state, better pay, new city. This could be my fresh page, she thought, excited but torn about leaving roots behind.
The job offer shone like a new dawn. Great money, exciting work, but Elena's heart tugged at her hometown ties. "Do I go?" she wondered, talking it over with her sister. Mark's stress took a toll. He ended up in the hospital with bad stomach pains, ulcers from worry. "Heavy loads break you bit by bit," the doctor warned him. Lisa's baby came during the chaos, a healthy little one, but tests confirmed, not Mark's. The real dad stepped in, starting more fights. Finally, the divorce papers got signed, ending their marriage for good. But custody talks heated up, pulling everyone into court again. Elena weighed her choices, her life on the edge of big change. The real dad of the baby stepped up, suing for time with the child and pulling Lisa into long court battles. "I want my rights," he said firmly in hearings. Lisa looked worn out, fighting back tears. Mark, now divorced and alone, sat quiet in his place, thinking over all he'd lost. "What a mess," he whispered to a friend. Elena took the new job but made it part-time from home, mixing her old life with fresh chances. "Change pushes you forward like wind on a boat," her sister cheered. Friends threw a party to celebrate Elena's wins. Good job, new strength. Laughter filled the room as they toasted. Mark showed up at the door looking awkward and small. "Can we talk?" he asked. Inside, he poured out real sorries. "I was blind, Elena. Forgive me." His eyes showed true regret, but Elena wondered if words could heal old wounds. The night ended with hope, but more twists waited. Mark's apologies felt real this time. No tricks. "I see now what I threw away," he said, voice low. Elena forgave him kindly, but made it clear. "We're done, Mark. Move on. No going back." Lisa lost some custody in court. The judge said she wasn't stable. She spiraled down, calling old friends who wouldn't answer. Elena's dates with Tom from book club grew sweeter. He was kind and steady. "Time shows who's real," Tom said on a park walk, holding her hand. Peace started settling in town, whispers dying down. But then, police news hit. Lisa got arrested for small fraud, old bills she'd faked to hide debts. "It's minor but serious," the officer told reporters. It shook what was left of her world, Mark hearing and sighing deep. Elena stayed calm, focusing on her growing life, but wondered if this was the end. Lisa's fraud case stuck. She got probation, meaning rules and checks for months. "Pay back what you owe," the judge ordered strictly. Mark started rebuilding slow. A simple job at his store, living quiet and alone. "I learned my lesson," he told a neighbor. Elena thrived, guiding young women at the community center on standing strong. "Old hurts feed new strength," she shared in talks, inspiring smiles. Town folks nodded, proud of her rise. Closure felt close, like the end of a storm. But Lisa called Elena one last time, voice shaky. "I need to see you," she begged. At a quiet cafe, the same one where it all started, Lisa offered a box. "These are things I took, jewelry, keepsakes from your home." It was shocking restitution, but Elena's heart raced with questions still unanswered. Lisa pushed the box across the table, eyes down. "I stole these during our fights, symbols of what I ruined," she admitted. Elena opened it, seeing familiar items from her past with Mark. Hurt flashed, but she stayed steady. "I don't want them," Elena said gently. "I'll donate like things to charity instead." Lisa nodded, tears falling. Mark found a humble job fixing cars, their broken marriage clear in the rubble. Empty dreams, lost trust. Elena's days filled with joy, work success,
Tom by her side, true friends. She reflected on the wild ride, grateful for growth. But wait, a final twist came when Mark called. I found old notes, he said urgently. Lisa's plan started long ago from something you forgot. Elena's breath caught. What old hurt had sparked this all? The old hurt? A high school contest where Elena won a scholarship Lisa wanted bad. You didn't know, but it burned her up, Mark explained. She held that grudge forever, waiting to strike. It all made sense, Lisa's jealousy from way back turning into betrayal. With truths out, Elena stood strong at 32, circled by real friends, Tom holding her hand tight. We've got this, he whispered. Mark lived simple, full of regrets, working quiet days. Lisa slipped away to another town, her life in shadows, karma closing the loop. Patient hearts get the best rewards, Elena thought, smiling at her new world. Justice came not from her fights, but life's fair turn. She won clean, strong, and free. The story you have just heard is a timeless tale I heard long ago. I'm telling you to wake your mind to the power of patience and true strength in the face of betrayal. If you were Elena, what would you do? I want to know your opinion because every story is like a candle that can light the path for someone else. God bless you, and may courage guide your hands. Meanwhile, on the final screen, I am leaving you with one of the channel's most beloved folk tales. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you for staying with me until this moment.